So the first thing that I want to talk about is your journal, okay? And what we're talking about in the journal is affordability. So something that I would click on is this first learning block that talks about affordability. Just because you're about to get this brand new job, which I don't know which job you're going to choose within your track, you're going to start getting this new salary, and you're going to start having income, money coming in. And usually some people, if they've never had a job before, let's say that there's some people that just graduated high school, they go to college and they're, have student loans or have like part-time jobs to help them get through school, but they're not really making like a steady, prominent income. And then all of a sudden they start to make an income. They're getting established in their career. And they're like, oh my gosh, I want to buy a brand new car. Well, sure, of course you want to buy a brand new car, but can you really afford it, right? In the grand scheme of things, how much can you afford? What should you be looking at? What type of apartment or a house should you look at? What kind of car should you look at? Should I go right now and buy a Lamborghini? No, because I can't afford it, right? So this kind of tells me, okay, this is what you can afford. So right here, I would definitely read through this. This also gives you the rules, okay, that I would definitely read through because you're going to need this for your journal. We also have some articles, debt to income ratio. There's a debt to income ratio calculator. And what is a good debt to income ratio? I would read these articles. So this is a very important learning block that I would look through and take notes. Okay. Once you're done doing that, we're going to go to the journal. Okay. So the journal is located here. It's, can I afford that? Joe Bob wants to buy a car and will need to take out a loan in order to make the purchase. His current monthly income is $3,500 a month. So that's what he's making each month. His mortgage payment is $900 and his student loan payment is $350. That's all we know that he submitted. He said, hey, I have this mortgage payment of $900 and I know I'm paying off my student loans and that's $350 a month. You do not need to take taxes into consideration. According to the affordability formulas that you looked at before and some of the articles that you read, I want you to come to conclusion if he can afford to take out this loan, okay? Can he purchase this car? All right, and then you should also tell me when should you follow the affordability formulas and when should you not? Are there cases when you're like, you know what, even though I can't really afford it, I'm going to have to buy it? In what cases is that okay to do? How could taking out a car loan impact his other priorities? So you want to make sure that you're answering these 3 questions. You want to make sure that it's evident that you looked over the rules and that you read those articles. Okay, so really think of this like a little mini paper. The next thing that I want to look at is your Milestone 2. Okay. So that was the journal, installment buying. These are my math lab assignments. And then down here, we're going to talk about Milestone 2. Milestone 2 involves financial planning and budgeting. When you click on financial planning and budgeting, you will see the link to download your Milestone 2. Now, what's super fun about Milestone 2 is, remember in Milestone 1, you were comparing all 3 jobs. Well, now you get to pick one. So once you download Milestone 2, remember to put your name. And then down here, it says state your employment opportunity selection. Tell me which of the 3 jobs you're going to choose within the chosen track. Okay, so I should only see one job here. And for the remainder, we're going to pretend that you've chosen and have gained employment at this job. All right, so now that you have this job, we want to talk about living expenses and debt. We want you to make a budget. Create a monthly budget using your new income, okay, real life expense categories and the expense associated with travel based on your selected employment opportunity. A suggestion that I have, you don't have to do it, but something that I would do is make a table. I would research budget tables on the internet. They have some really cool ones just to think about what all goes into a budget. Okay, really think about it. Groceries, eating out, entertainment. Do you have to buy clothes every month for this job? Everything, bills, electric bill, gas bill, your car, your phone bill, things like that. You want to make a table, or you could just list it out. That's fine. But you want to, have a budget based on the new income that you have from this job. So once we see that there, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick 3 pieces of debt. 3 pieces of debt. And if you don't have debt, that's amazing because I will be in debt for the rest of my life. So if you don't have any debt, that's fine. You can make it up. Okay. But we need to see 3 pieces of debt. So I just made an example here. I said, hey, I have my car, I have a credit card, and I have my student loans. Okay. And with these 3 pieces of debt, we're going to compare them. You want to show monthly payment, principal, how much do I owe on each? What are the interest rates, and what's the payoff period? So again, me personally would create a table to show all of this, to compare these 3 pieces of debt side by side. You don't have to make a table. It's just a suggestion. So once I have compared all 3 pieces of debt, I'm going to determine how I'll figure out how to pay off my debt over time. Considering my budget that we created above, I know I have a budget. Am I going to have anything left over to try to pay down my debt? Okay, and I'm going to explain this process. So then I'm going to do a plan. Establish a debt payoff plan that fits my budget, lifestyle, and demands the debt to be paid. Explain my reasoning. So something that I would think of when I'm talking about paying off my plan, what's the difference between a process and a plan? That's what a lot of students ask me. The process can be very general. You're just explaining to me what you're thinking about as far as how you're going to pay off your debt. Your plan, you're going to put it in action. Some people like to put a table here as well. Like I said, a little table showing, okay, I'm going to have this much money. This is what I'm going to pay off first. This is how long it's going to take me to do it, and things of that nature. I am not saying that you have to pay off all 3 pieces, but you want to make sure that your instructor has a clear understanding of how you're going to pay off this debt. Okay. So you want to have enough detail explaining, right, what you would have to do in order to pay off these 3 pieces of debt. And that's it. That would be milestone 2. So 5, come over here, add attachments, drop it here, and then you're going to be able to hit submit. And that will be milestone 2. So again, reach out to your instructor if you have any questions or concerns, and I hope you have a great week.